Welcome back to the classroom. This is the fourth installment in our series, A Moment for Life, where we break down the pro-life argument into smaller segments so that we can better understand, better articulate, and better defend the pro-life position. Today we're going to answer the question, what is the unborn? We began this series by looking at the four essential questions that shape and guide our pro-life position. And we saw that what is the unborn is the third of these four questions. To answer this question, we're not going to look to theology. What something is an empirical question. How we value it is a philosophical question. So to answer the empirical question, what is the unborn, we're going to look to science, the science of embryology. And the science of embryology clearly establishes that from the earliest stages of our development, the unborn are distinct, living, and whole human beings. From conception forward, the unborn are human beings. Let's take a look at what the scientists have to say. Joining thousands of embryologists who say that life begins at conception is Dr. Maureen Kondik, who is an expert embryologist by any use of that term. Dr. Kondik writes, "The conclusion that human life begins at sperm-egg fusion is uncontested, objective, and based on universally accepted scientific methods of distinguishing different cell types from each other, and on ample scientific evidence, thousands of independent peer-reviewed publications. Human embryos, from the one-cell stage forward, are indeed living individuals of the human species, i.e., human beings." Medical textbooks also support what Dr. Kondik has just said. These textbooks are used in medical schools throughout the country. And for example, Keith Moore, in his textbook, Before We Are Born, Essentials of Embryology and Birth Defects, writes, quote, "The zygote formed by the union of an oocyte and a sperm is the beginning of a new human being." Additionally, at a congressional hearing, several experts testified that life begins at conception. I'd like to read a little bit from the transcript of that hearing. "It is incorrect to say that biological data cannot be decisive. It is scientifically correct to say that an individual human life begins at conception." Professor Matthews Roth, Harvard University Medical School. "I have learned from my earliest medical education that human life begins at the time of conception." Dr. Bongianni, Professor of Pediatrics and Obstetrics, University of Pennsylvania. "After fertilization has taken place, a new human being has come into being. It is no longer a matter of taste or opinion. It is plain experimental evidence. Each individual has a neat beginning at conception." Dr. Jerome Lejeune, Professor of Genetics, University of Descartes. "By all criteria of modern biology, life is present from the moment of conception." Professor Jaime Gordon, Mayo Clinic. "The beginning of a single human life is, from a biological point of view, a simple and straightforward matter. The beginning is conception." Dr. Watson Bowes, University of Colorado Medical School. And I could go on and on and on. In our full presentation in the pro-life classroom, we dig into what these scientists say a little bit deeper. If you would like the full citations, please contact me through the pro-life classroom, and I'd be glad to provide them to you. In other words, the science is clear. The unborn are distinct, living, and whole human beings from the moment of conception forward. Let's talk for a moment about this distinct, living, and whole human being statement. Why do I say distinct? The unborn is not a part of the mother. This is what Dr. Kondik was talking about when she said science based on the different types of cells. The one-celled embryo is a different type of cell than the one-celled skin cell on my cheek. The skin cell on my cheek, if given proper nutrition and environment, will only grow to be a skin cell. The one-celled embryo if given proper nutrition and environment, will continue to develop through all stages of human maturity. Our intuition matches this. We've never heard a pregnant mother say she has 2 heads, or 4 eyes, or 2 hearts. The pregnant mother understands that the unborn inside her is different from her. Although tethered to her body, the unborn is not part of her body. Why do I say living? Simple. The embryo grows. Dead things don't grow. And lastly, what do I mean by whole human being? Well, it comes back to this different type of cell. The skin cell, although it has our full DNA, does not have within it all the mechanisms that are needed to create the human body in its mature form. The one-celled embryo does. It has a complete set of DNA, a complete distinct chromosomal structure. It has everything it needs. All it needs is proper nutrition and environment, and it will continue to grow into a more mature adult. It's the same with you and me. All we need is proper nutrition and proper environment, and we will continue to develop into a more mature adult. When someone tries to tell you that the unborn are not human beings, ask them if they believe in science, and then show them the science. The bottom line is that the science is clear. Life begins at conception. The unborn are human beings. As always, speak graciously but truthfully, every time, everywhere. I'll see you next time in the classroom. Thanks for watching and for taking a moment for life.